Okay, so in WPB14, the problem is a jet is flying at a steady pace of 340 degrees for about 3 hours at 300 miles per hour. Later on, it changes direction to 210 degrees for 6 hours at 250 miles per hour. How far is the jet from the beginning of its trip? So to solve this equation, or to solve the distance from the beginning of the trip, first we need to we get the starting point. So if the jet is flying at a steady pace of 340 degrees for about 3 hours at 300 miles per hour, 340 degrees is about right here. It's almost like a plane, so 340 degrees is right here. And we get 20 degrees from subtracting 340 from 360, so 20 degrees right here. And then we make a line, and we get 900 here, because if it's going at 300 miles per hour for 3 hours, you multiply that together and we get 900 miles. And so it says that later on it changes direction to 210 degrees. So we make our north line right here and move this to 210 degrees. That's approximately where 210 degrees is. We'll get 20 degrees from the alternate interior angles right there. And then we get 30 degrees by subtracting 210 from 180, and we get 30 degrees. So what we have to do now, and we get this side too. We get 1500 miles here because it changes directions 210 degrees and flies for 6 hours at 250 miles an hour. So if you multiply 250 miles by 6 hours, you get 1500 miles. So we got our lengths and we got our degrees right there, our angles. So what we do now is pretty much just use the formula, the cosine formula. So if we use the cosine formula, it will look pretty much like this. X squared, which is x right here, we put x squared equals 900 squared plus 1500 squared minus 2 times 900 times 1500 by the cosine of 50 degrees. Because if you add these two together, it's equal to 50 degrees in total. So if we plug that into our calculator, it would be 900 squared plus 1500 squared minus 2 900 1500 cosine of 50 degrees. That would give us a pretty large number, which is 1,324,473.45 miles. However, when we get this, we'll have to square root it to get the real answer. So we square root the answer, we'll be left with 1,150.86 miles away. And that would be our answer for this problem for a little jet.